Welcome everyone to Las Vegas, Nevada. I'm Andrew Guiant with Simply Vegas, and I have a brand new listing, a just listed single-story home for sale behind me here. We're up here in Solera, which is a subdivision of Sun City Anthem, and this home right here is special. I'm gonna need your help today. This home's listed for $376 a square foot. Almost $400 a square foot. Even in an exclusive community like this one in Solera, we need to find out why. We're gonna go inside this home, we're gonna investigate, and we're gonna find out why 2 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms with a den, 1,596 square feet, is listed for $599,000. So we're gonna go take a look inside. I need your help. I need your comments below for what you like, what you don't like. Oh yeah, we are sitting on a 12,000 square foot lot. And it does have an amazing, gigantic pool out back with a covered patio. So there's a lot to see. Oh yeah, it's been completely remodeled down to the studs. They even refinished the walls with the texture. It's really just remarkable inside. It feels like a model home, brand new. So come inside, tell me what you think. This is gonna be crazy. And first things first, I'm gonna be a little objective. And trust me, there's not a lot to be objective about. But first things first, we're gonna investigate these plants right here because I'm a little suspect. Follow me, let's go take a look. All right, here we are. We are gonna take a look inside and you let me know what you think. We're gonna start with the front yard and the curb appeal, and we'll work our way through the home. And yeah, we're gonna look at all the details and we're gonna find out what's going on in here. Is this thing in fact worth the price? So right here, I'll show you basically the going prices for the neighborhood, the highs, the lows, you'll see that here. And then, yeah, so you see where this one compares. So we're gonna go inside and find out if it's worth it. Now these homes in 55 plus community up here in Solera, now they're actually, a different type of buyer. We do see a lot of cash. So this home probably is going to appeal to a cash buyer who's not going to get an appraisal and potentially buying this for a forever home. Again, it's done remarkably throughout the home. So if you're looking for a home out here, you have $600K cash. You buy this home, no appraisal, you live here, it's amazing, it's wonderful. You don't have to worry about it, you own the home. Okay, maybe it's worth $575, maybe it's worth $570, right? But someone did all that work for you and it's essentially new inside. You'll see what I'm talking about. So in the front, they did a great job. Looks like they may have added some new rock. This rock may be kind of filler. I do see some areas that maybe they pulled a plant out, so possibly not the newest of this rock. I'm not a fan of these plants. I said that at the beginning. We're going to take a look at these. These, I can see a couple, and these really do better in kind of the outer areas, not necessarily the middle. I mean, they're already super stringy and long, and they didn't even start growing yet. I mean, imagine where they go from there. They get bushy, they get tall. I mean, you're gonna have to keep these things really cut down. If I'm not mistaken, these are what are called privies. And if these are actually privies are gonna grow to about, 6 or 7 feet is when I cut mine the first time, when I just couldn't stand how tall they get. Every year, basically I have to cut them down to the nubs, and then they're gonna get about as big as this bush over here. So, in my opinion, if you buy this house, rip those out immediately. You already have irrigation. I mean, I could probably pull those out with my hand right now in about 2 seconds. And then you're just gonna replant something that makes sense here. It looks okay, and you could clip them down and make it look decent right now, but wrong plant for this, in my opinion. They're just gonna get too big, and especially next to the house there. You don't want plants touching your home. So when they inspect the home, one of the things they're going to look at is you need a gap between plants and the house. to trees in the home. They want to see a 3-foot gap here. Sorry about the sun there. They want to see a 3-foot gap between the closest branch and the house. Now in this instance, I think it's okay, but maybe not. I mean, you might need to clip the ends of those, and the reason being is that you don't want things that are on the ground access to your roof. So something potentially could crawl up there and just right onto your roof. That's why they want that 3-foot area there. Now, of course, next to the house, something here, you're not going to get 3 feet. There's no way. I mean, the sidewalk is closer than that, but you know, they want to at least see it kind of cut back to where insects and other things don't just have immediate access. You can see down at the bottom here, there's a lip on the house. So, you know, things can't just start crawling right up the side of your house. They got to take the long way around. You know, if they're dedicated, well, you know, go for it. But point being is, I think these are the wrong plant. Again, very early, you could change them out. Now, these are a better option for all of these because they're a little more manageable and they're not going to get quite as big. I don't know exactly what these are called, but not going to get quite as big as these. Again, those I'm okay with there. You know, you just keep them trimmed off the house. But yeah, this, not so sure about. Beautiful canary palm. This is magnificent. This canary palm is, to buy this thing in this condition, that large and mature and this healthy, is really just a ridiculous cost. You got to grow these things from small the way up, unless you want to put the cash in to just bring in a mature one that was grown in a box. Now, and I don't even know if they can grow them this big in the box. It's been manicured super well. You can see it's just very curved, kind of that pineapple. That's what you want. You see these in a lot of different conditions. The thing is with these is they never fix themselves. So if you have any kind of injury to your canary palm on the actual base, it's just going to look like that forever. So the fact that this one is perfect and intact is just absolutely beautiful. It's healthy, and I would recommend, getting a landscaper, or if you know what you're doing, make sure you keep it healthy. Beautiful, beautiful palm, as long as it stays healthy and manicured. So, but essentially the manicuring, the way this works is they're going to chop off the palms as they die, and then you kind of cut those off and the roundness. So, yeah, beautiful, beautiful. And then we'll look down the side here, kind of a peek at the backyard. Like I said, we had a 11,300 square foot lot. This is a lot of it here. You just have this iron gate between you and your neighbor, big block wall in the back, a little peek of the corner of the pool, and the pool equipment here. So yeah, so far so good. I like what they did out here. Again, these plants, you got to get them before it's a problem, in my opinion. If you like them and you want to, trim them. Now these things you can kind of shape, you can make them kind of square or round. I mean, so you can work with them. Not saying it's, impossible, but in my opinion, they would have to go. Painted the front door. So very clean, and then they do have this security door on it as well. These are nice because it's more solid than a screen door, which you don't see much out here in Las Vegas, or, but something you definitely see, in the Midwest, places with temperatures that I don't know why you don't see them much out here. To be honest, we have wonderful weather. Okay, so as we walk in, again, let me know what you think of that front yard. Did you like it? Did you hate it? What would you do differently? And especially let me know what you think about those plants, because again, looking out the front, you're gonna be walking out here. I don't know about you either, but I don't want a lot of bushy plants kind of right out my door. I'd rather it just be kind of clean and, bug free, I guess. You don't know what gets inside those plants when they get kind of larger. So as we come in the front door, immediately to the left here, we're gonna have this den or office. So remember, it is a 2-bedroom, including this den or office. And it is an open den or office, just kind of right off to the side here. One window, ceiling fan. Now again, on this home, I told you they redid the texture on the wall. You can see it here. They did this skip trowel texture and textured the entire wall. So I don't know necessarily that they removed the drywall and replaced it. It looks like they just kind of textured over it. Maybe sanded down the knockdown or orange peel, whatever was there. But yeah, this is looks really good, and it gives this home just that modern, you know, this decade or even the past 5 years model home. Just feels very clean. And the walls are a little off color from the baseboard. You have a 5-inch modern baseboard there in white, and then kind of a little bit of a I guess sand. Definitely a lighter sand, but just a hint of color there in the wall. So, and very neutral. But yeah, that's gonna be the office here. They did not change. Remember, we're talking premium price, $599. You know, you can get like $200. You have a brand new Google Nest or Echo Bee or whatever you want right here, Wi-Fi. You already textured the walls. It's 2 wires or 3 wires. I mean, so in my opinion, I always want to see that changed. You know, I mean, that's just, to me, that's not something you cut cost on. Now they did leave this here. So in Sun City, or, you know, we're in Solera, which is a division of Sun City Anthem. So it is a 55+ community. So we do have actually a light switch here that says flash on it. Most of the homes have it here, if not all of them, unless somebody's removed it. These homes were built by Del Webb, I think starting in 98 through, I think 2010, something like that. So what this does is basically, you know, it has your light on, your light off, and then if you push this button, it makes the front light flash. Okay, so you see that? So what that does is if your light's flashing, and I don't know how effective it is in the daytime, however, you know, anytime will work, but I think it's more noticeable at night. But essentially what that does is that alerts anybody passing by that you need assistance. So if you're in any of these 55+ communities, just anyone, even if you don't live there, if you're in a 55+ community and you're driving around and you see that front porch light flashing like that, well, for one, sit there for just a minute to make sure it's not somebody using one of those Wi-Fi light bulbs. Because if you use the Wi-Fi light bulbs, I have a few at my house, you actually have to turn the light switch on and off to get them flashing. And once they start flashing, then you can connect them to your Wi-Fi. So maybe sit there for a second and make sure it's not somebody messing with their light. But yeah, you see that flashing light, you stop and you go check on those people, because again, that's an emergency flash there. So if you're in a 55+, that's what that means. And somebody pushed it on purpose and needs help. So I was being a little facetious about the connecting the LED, but you know, you won't go storm it up on someone's house that's, you know, not in assistance. But I mean, no one's going to be upset if you're just trying to help, obviously. Washer and dryer do come with the home. Again, a premium price. I don't think, yeah, these are not new. These are not a new washer and dryer. So again, look at the comps. Do you guys feel like we need a premium or at least brand new washer and dryer set with this home? Now, you aren't guaranteed to get a washer and dryer with the home, you know. It's not guaranteed, but it's a nice to have if they do include it. Now, these are super clean. They look like maybe they've been, you know, they've definitely been used, but they've maybe been cleaned out or something, maybe cleaned and resold. But again, you know, do you feel that this is something that you should get with the home? Or do you think you should have something newer with a home this quality? Again, we're going to get you that home warranty anytime you purchase a home with me, and should be with your realtor as well. We're always going to make sure in some way, in some form, into the contract that you get your home warranty covered for the first year. So the home warranty is going to run about $700 for the year for the platinum package on this home, for, you know, all the bells and whistles that they offer with the pool and pool equipment coverage. So we would recommend that, and we would definitely try to get that for you built into the deal. Something like this home, I'd probably build in the $695 for the deal, and then anything above that you wanted to cover, you could add on. So sometimes they have add-ons, different packages. But that should get you the best package covered for the first year. Sometimes you can add on roofing or specific plumbing and things. Cabinets do come with the garage. These are large cabinets. Seem to be in pretty good shape. Definitely not inexpensive. It is like a particle board. And they are attached to the wall, so we're gonna assume that comes with the house. If you watch my other videos, we talked about that, but anything that's more or less anything that's bolted or attached to the walls, these shelving units, those cabinets, lighting fixtures, are gonna assume to convey with the sale, meaning they're gonna go with the home. And that should be basically noted in the notes on the home for sale, online or in person with your realtor, noting the things that aren't included that you would assume are included. So for example, if they wanted to take these racks with them, no problem, just let us know before we get here, like, hey, racks in the garage don't come with the home. Not a big deal, you just have to disclose it before. Someone falls in love with those racks and then, they don't have them, that's a problem. Okay, so garage door here, I wanna talk about this. What's going on? So we do have the windows in the garage, looking out. However, what is all this stuff in the garage door? This is all insulation. So there's professional ways to do this. There's spray on foam. There's professional paneling. There's companies. There's DIY kits, which this one is, but they did a really good job. And it looks like it could probably just pop out as well. But the reason we insulate our garages in Las Vegas and Nevada is because it gets very hot and very cold. We're in the desert. So we have extreme heat, extreme cold, not extreme cold, but for the desert, it gets down below freezing sometimes. And what this does is just helps regulate the temperature of your house, especially the temperature of your garage. Keep your cars, cool in the summer, warm in the winter. So it doesn't exactly mimic the home, but it just, in the summer you could count on probably 15, 20 degrees cooler out here, and in the winter, maybe 5 or 10 degrees warmer. So this is gonna be your water valve here and your water shutoff for the home. So any kind of leak, any kind of situation, you need to turn off the water to the entire home, that's gonna be right there. And anytime you see kind of a pipe with a valve on it with one handle, the rule of thumb is if it's parallel to the pipe, it's letting the water go. And if you turn it perpendicular, like you're stopping it, then it stops the water, right? So we're letting the water flow. Turn it this way, we're stopping the water, right? So the handle's stopping it if you think of it that way. And again, that's just if you need to turn off the water in the home. And then that's your pressure valve, so it controls the water pressure of the whole home. I don't recommend touching that or messing with that really, unless you know what you're doing. So yeah, that's the garage. What do you think? The water heater over here seems to be in pretty good shape. Not a huge home as far as the amount of people you would expect to live here, so they don't have a very big water heater, but it does seem to be in fairly good condition and seems to have all the right things. And then this is going to be your water softener loop there. Looks like they have a plug also specific for the water softener. Yeah, so what do you think of the garage? Is it standing up? Again, I would like to see, the only thing I would really change out here, nice touch with the LED light. It's nice and bright in here. The racks are really nice as well. Only thing I would have done differently, even just the $200 epoxy floor, or maybe go with, the couple grand and just get the epoxy floor really done. I think a couple grand is probably a little overkill for this price point and expecting that, but definitely, the Home Depot, do it yourself, you paint it and you throw the flakes down, at least to just give it a nice sheen and get, rid of the oil stains and just get rid of concrete. So back into the laundry room. Quick note on the laundry room, I would like to see just some kind of, something extra, just a little something here, maybe a rack or just something a little bit extra, just to bring it above the norm. So we're gonna go back towards the front. So front door obviously here. We're gonna head this way in just a moment, but I'm gonna give you a quick peek at the living space, but not just yet. We're gonna get there in a moment. So again, if it's your first time here, please hit that subscribe button. I put these out every 4 times a week. So basically every other day, if not more. That's gonna be your coat closet here. Which is nice to have the rack and a little bit of shelving for storage. I mean, how many coats are you trying to, I would keep my shoes on there, to be honest. That's what I would do. Right here by the front door. That's a great idea. And then it's nice they left all the paint and paint colors for you too, for touch up. That's always key. All right. So into the bathroom. So this bathroom is actually going to be the guest bath and the full bath for the bedroom here. We have white shaker cabinets with gold hardware. And then kind of a polymer type of countertop. It's not stone, but it looks like some sort of manufacturer, but it is very nice. It looks kind of rustic, concrete, industrial. And then a new toilet, modern looking mirror. I love the lights there. And then this tub. So what do you think of this bathroom so far? And let me know what you think, and then watch this. I'm gonna tell you something, a little bit of a spoiler. So I don't know how you feel about this. I think I've seen this a couple times, and I think for logistical reasons, there's no fix for this without just ripping everything out and kind of redoing the entire bathroom. If you want to keep the tub. So I've seen them reuse the tub. So this tub's reused. You can see just by the shine on it and how clean it is. Basically, it's not that expensive, but they'll come in and just respray your tub. It just looks basically brand new. This one's very shiny. They just replaced the black. It's kind of got the little bit of the copper in it there, but the matte finish hardware. Then these long rectangular, they're about 14 by 2 tile, then matching shower head. I like the touch here with the shower hook right there. You're obviously gonna have to add your own shower curtain. We're not gonna do that here. They're gonna leave it open. And then reusing that tile for the backsplash here is pretty cool as well. And you got that on this side. They did use the texture on the ceiling across the whole home. That was an undertaking. I mean, someone literally had to texture this entire home on the interior. So, I mean, that's seriously an expense that most flippers don't go to. So, just keep that in mind when you think of that price. They really did do some outrageous things here. So these tile have an interesting look to them. So you're gonna see like little specks of kind of rust or brown. They're all different shapes and sizes, and I think there's one on the corner. You just kind of rotate the tile around, so it gives it kind of a little bit of a distressed look, which I think kind of blends well with the matte black tile. And I think if that was just real shiny and sheen, it would be kind of a little bit of too much of a contrast between the matte with this real deep white flat grout and then this shiny white. But I just think those little touches are just enough to kind of bring it all together. And then I love when they match the shower rod. Now in this bathroom, I gotta be honest, I would probably like to just see black handles there. I don't know. Let me know if you like this gold, because I think black is really all that's necessary. I don't know why you would just do the gold right there. Nothing else is gold at all in this bathroom. Would open up opportunities maybe for other gold things. And then this can be the first bedroom. So this bedroom has a front-facing window. You get a great view of that canary palm out there. We didn't talk much about this flooring, so they do have this really nice laminate flooring here. This laminate flooring should be water resistant, scratch resistant. This one, the thing about laminate floor you gotta be careful with is like footprints. If you wear shoes in the house, I don't wear shoes in my house. Some people do. And if you do, you gotta be aware of the footprints, because just even dust footprints shows up on on floors if it's too light or too dark. This one kind of has a nice mix, so I don't think you're gonna see much on this floor. I don't think you're gonna see too many of anything that happens to it. It should look pretty clean most of the time, and then of course if you clean it up, it's gonna be beautiful. And they did a great job on it. So yeah, this is gonna be bedroom 1. Really nice ceiling fan up there. The black matte finish again. And then they have these plantation shutters. And plantation shutters are always, a step up from your typical, blind. The blinds that come in vinyl. So these actually will come in, a few different styles, but typically you'll see wood or vinyl in these plantation shutters. And the difference being wood is more expensive. It's also more durable and just lasts a little longer. And obviously, the look of wood is great. You don't see many people, getting wood and then painting over the wood with white, although it does happen, if people just want that quality. So a couple things with plantation shutters. Obviously they open and close this way. Use the rod here. You gotta be careful with these rods. They're only attached by these 2 little pins. And that's on every single one. So you just have to be real careful. I can't tell you how many of these I've seen broken, because people just grab them and just pull up or pull down pretty hard. But you have to be pretty gentle with these, because those things will break and you will have an issue. The other thing is they do open up also. So most of these plantation shutters should open up all the way. So depending on how they're mounted and how the sides look, and these are done very well because you can actually open them all the way flush with the wall. So now you have this look in the home. Tell me what you think of that compared to when we first walked in. So it's like a whole different world when you just open those things up. And I don't think people realize what the plantation shutters actually do. And this is what they're properly for. And that just, can you imagine just hanging out here? You don't have that big thick strip of all the blinds you pulled up to the top just stuck there. So let me know, have you seen this before? Or is this your first time? Did I teach you something today? Or does everyone know this and I just, Anyways, okay, so that would be the plantation shutter tour. So let's get back to the home tour. Yeah, plantation shutters, fantastic upgrade to your home. They are not cheap by any means. Definitely worth it, and I think that now you see why most people don't ever get out of this mode with opening and closing. So again, your cliff notes. Very careful opening and closing, and for that great plantation shutter look, open them all the way up flat against the walls. And then we have another little plantation shutter tutorial on the sliding glass door on the back, because those work a little different as well. And I'll show you those in just a minute here. All right, so that's the first bedroom. And then of course, all the ceiling fans are gonna come with their own remote. They all work a little differently. Then you just have a little, seat that you mount on the wall and they just kind of park there. Okay, now onto the main living space of the home. They've staged the home, basically the main room. So you have, the kitchen, dining room, living room, primary bedroom have all been staged. The rooms we've seen so far, not so much. So I want to point out 2 things. So one, when we go in here to this next room, you're gonna see that this is where the money really starts to shine. I know we're talking about money and being a little funny about here and there and some of the things, but this is where they really put the money. Kitchens, primary bathrooms, that's what you'll see. The other thing is we have this amazing pool out back that we'll eventually get to, so please stick with me. It's definitely worth it. Again, a 12,000 square foot lot, 11,300 square foot lot. And your typical lot size in Las Vegas is probably anywhere between, I would say about 5,000 to 6,000 square feet on a standard home and a standard lot. On a home this size, the lot would be much smaller, 4,000 square feet. So that's what's happening here. So we're gonna go outside and take a look. So stay tuned to that. But yeah, this is where the money is really gonna start to shine. as when we go into this next room here and then into the bathroom. So they staged it beautifully. The second point I wanted to make was not just where the money's at, but then also just pay attention to how the rooms feel once we start seeing staged rooms. It's been a cool tour so far because you actually got to see, rooms empty and everything basically empty so far. And now you get to kind of see when things are staged and what that looks like and the difference. So they did add recessed lighting throughout the home here, just under 1,600 square feet. And this is that amazing kitchen. Living space, open floor plan concept over here, and the living area. So great choice of couch. These tables are amazing, and then just it all circles around this centerpiece of the room, which is this breathtaking fireplace. We have a tile area around the fireplace with a very unique backsplash here. Let me know what you think of this. So I'm calling it a backsplash. I don't know what exactly you would call this, but it's the wood paneling with kind of grooves in it, and it actually looks really great. So typically what you see on these is you see them do the tile here and then just carry the tile all the way up, or you'll see them have two different types of tile just to separate it. But the use of this wood like this is just really, really a great look. And we're gonna see this again later in the home in a much bigger scale. So stay tuned for that. And then this is actually a real TV. It's plugged in right now, so I don't know if it comes with the home or not. That would be something we would want to check on if you were concerned. I don't know how big of a TV you need. This is probably about a 60-inch. And then this wonderful fireplace here. This is the modern style fireplace. This is what you're seeing everyone going to now. It's just kind of a no-nonsense one-piece unit, pops in there, very easy to install. The unit itself is very expensive, but there's just so much less labor and so much less that goes into putting it here. Changes colors. You can change the heat, different heat settings. You can see it does actually have heaters here and vents. So it is, is it a wood burning fireplace? No. Is it going to push heat, 10 feet out? Probably not. But will it warm this area? Will it give you some warmth if it's kind of chilly and you turn it on? Yes, you'll feel it. So that's going to be this area here. And yeah, I love that backsplash. Let me know what you think about that in particular, because I think this is great. So how are we doing so far? $599,000, $376 a square foot. What's your opinion so far? Do you feel like we're seeing some good stuff? Do you feel like we're not quite there yet? So we're gonna head around to the dining room here. Again, staged beautifully. Love the plant choices. This table's really, really awesome. I love the different colored woods. This is kind of my style and feel. I like the way these chairs look too. But enough about that. That's not coming with the home. This is the light that I didn't turn on and I'm about to tell you about. And there it is. You got to see it off and on. So there. I spare no expense here for these very, very detailed tours. Okay, so yeah, beautiful kind of candle style light. I really like that a lot. I think it works with the aesthetic in the room. Yeah, blends very well with the room. I like the feel of that light. We didn't talk about this fan in here. It is a little different from the other fans. It is just a natural wood propeller. Just an LED in the middle. So I do like these propellers. How many blades do you like on your fan? I've never had a 3-blade fan, I don't think. I tend to stick to the 4-blade, but what's your choice in fans? I'm not opposed to a propeller blade though. I kind of like that. So now it's time for this kitchen. Here you are, everyone. There's that kitchen. Waterfall island. Matched perfectly to the countertops, to the cabinets, to the pendant lights. I love the leather stools, although they don't come with it, but I would insist that you get those stools at this house. I would make that happen. So make sure you call me if you want this one, because those stools are staying here. That's all I'm saying. If you buy this house, those things are not going anywhere, because I love those. And if you love this kitchen table, hey, we'll make a deal. Give me a call. We'll work it out. I think everything is negotiable, right? So we'll figure it out. If you love this furniture, you love this staging, we can make it happen. So yeah, this is a beautiful island, very long, plenty of room for food prep. And then you have this, very large single basin sink in the middle with the black hardware on the faucet. And then the cabinets below are gonna be, it's gray and it's got a hint of kind of a blue-green to it. So it's very muted, neutral, with a little bit of color to it. And then the gold hardware. Now in here, I love the gold hardware. I know I said it in the other bathroom, I wasn't a big fan, but here I think it looks beautiful. I really like this gold hardware. And then you have a Whirlpool dishwasher that I believe is new. It looks like it was run just to kind of maybe test it, but I believe it is new. There's like stickers and things on it that indicate that. Yeah, very functional, quality island there. And then we do have a pantry off to the right here with plenty of storage. And even if you had, people living in both rooms, I think this is still an adequate pantry for food storage. And then the refrigerator. We have a brand new Samsung refrigerator. It's gonna be the side-by-side. And yeah, this is brand new, still has the tape and the plastic on it. So that is an added bonus. Remember, we saw the washer and dryer. We were a little disappointed, but this is brand new. So we've seen a new dishwasher and a new refrigerator. So that's always great. But again, these cabinets are beautiful. Shaker cabinets all the way around, or a shaker style. It does have a little bit of an angle here. The true shakers are pretty much a block. So I don't know if I'm mislabeling these, but I'm gonna call them shaker. And then we have that same tile we saw in the bathroom with the little marks on it. So yeah, gives it a little bit of a distressed look, but not too much. And that actually brings us over to this Whirlpool stainless 5-burner stove and oven, and it is gas and it's brand new. And then a Samsung microwave that looks to be brand new as well. So as far as value, we have all new appliances in the kitchen. So mark that down on your scorecards. All new appliances. Let's check these cabinets. Let's see if the cabinets are new or if they've been refaced. And the way you tell that, does anyone have a guess how you can tell if the cabinets are new or have been refaced? And what I'm checking for right now is, and I'm not 100% sure, but what I'm looking for right here is this lip right here and right here and at the top. Because what happens is, so these all look really clean on the top. Let's go ahead and take a look at the bottom. Just checking out the drawer here. I do see an indication here that something's a little bit funny there. And, oh, okay. Wow, I'm still kind of undecided. Let me see. Okay. I'm gonna have to say these are new cabinets. I don't see any indication that they're refaced. And what we're looking for, like I told you, was we're looking for any kind of scuff marks, drill marks, scrape marks, paint marks on these areas and these areas. And the reason being is the way they reface cabinets is, and it's a very inexpensive way. So if you had to rip out all these cabinets out of your kitchen and replace them, it's gonna be very, very expensive. Reason being is, you know, for obvious reasons, but you got to replace wall, you got to replace structuring, you got to basically redo the entire kitchen when you do that. I mean, you're talking to tear down completely. You know, at that point, you might as well tear the wall down and start over, you know, with new sheetrock. So what they do is they come into your old cabinet. So just picture right now that this is just a 2005 kitchen with, you know, wood cabinets that look kind of oaky, but a little bit yellow. And the countertops are, you know, what subway tile, right? So just imagine that here. I know it's hard to picture when it's this beautiful, but just picture that here, right? So what they're gonna do is they're gonna come in first. They're gonna pull off all your countertops, pop, 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 which, you know, the countertops basically are just glued on to the top. And so they pop all those off, pull them out, right? You're probably gonna redo the backsplash. So let's forget about backsplash for right now. Then they're gonna take off all your cabinet doors and take out all your drawers. Okay, so now you're just left with a shell of a kitchen. You have no faces, no hardware, and no drawers, okay? And if you're changing out the hardware on the drawers, they'll even remove the side rails and things, right? But that just depends on what you're doing to the drawers. We can talk about that on another video, so this one isn't 17 hours long. So they're gonna take off all that. So imagine just a shell. So you just have boxes and that's it, and holes. So then they come in and they basically put a veneer over the entire face of the entire kitchen. Oh, another good indicator is corners too. We should have started there. But they face the front of the entire cabinets with this veneer. So say white. So they take a thin white material and they glue it across the whole face, and then they cut out all the holes. So then you have all these holes. They order you brand new cabinet doors, put on your handles, whatever you like. So you have brand new cabinet doors, and then you have, you know, basically the boxes are brand new, the inside's whatever condition it was. They attach all those on. So now basically, essentially you have brand new cabinets. They're gonna do the same thing for the drawers, depending on what you wanna do. Again, we'll talk about that later, but let's just say they replace the faces of the drawers, new hardware, slide them back in, and then basically they're gonna just slap those countertops back on with the new ones. You're all done. They hit the edging. You know, this one wouldn't have much edging because it's all flat with corners, but you'd have maybe an edge on this side and an edge down here, kind of like this right here, right? And then from there, the reason we look is the one thing that wasn't touched is this right here. They've put the veneer on the front side, and the cabinet, you know, like even at my house when we redid this, the home was, you know, almost 13 years old. And the inside still looked like this because nothing really happens to the inside of your cabinet unless you're, you know, putting wet things in there or something. So, you know, so this looks like this looks like this, and then this part is the old color of the cabinet. Because when they install new cabinets, obviously they're all the same color. So then you have to go in and you have to sand this down, clean it up, and hand paint this to match this. So that's why this is the first place I look to find any indication, because usually you can find it right away if you're looking for it. Now, if you're standing here and you're not paying attention, it would look the exact same as this. You wouldn't even notice. So that's how they reface kitchens. And it's an easy thing to do, and it's probably a third of the cost of replacing cabinets. So yeah, let me know what you think of this kitchen. If you're still with me, thank you so much. We talk about a lot of things. We talk about home buying tips, home owner tips, you know, and I just want to give you as much information and value while you're sitting here watching these home tours as possible. So yeah, this is an amazing room. So let me know what you think about this kitchen, worth it or not. $599, would you buy it? And that dining room, then over to this living space here. You're getting little glimpses of that pool out back. We're gonna be there in just a moment. Let's go ahead and head over to the primary bedroom. Okay, so we are into the primary bedroom. Again, plantation shutters looking out back. Nice big room. This is gonna be a queen bed. I do wanna point out there's no furniture in this room outside of the bed. Basically big nightstands and this small table and small chair. So there is plenty of room for, you know, one dresser here, maybe a couple pieces if that wasn't here. This is going to be your TV wall based on, the plug and the cable here. So we're talking $599. I would have loved to see them just do the hookup for the TV. They did it on the other side for that TV on the wall above the fireplace. I would have loved for them to just put the power through on this side and have the plug with the wires so you could hide all the wires behind the wall. That would have been really clutch for me in this situation. Again, very inexpensive, nice little touch that just really, pushes that premium price that they're asking. That's all I'm saying. You asked the price, so I'm just telling you what I think, the little things are that justify it. Again, same ceiling fan is out there. It looks bigger in here because it's a smaller room, but it's the exact same one, that propeller blade with the natural wood. I do like that a lot. And then again, the queen bed for scale. They could have gone with the king in here. I think it would have worked. Maybe a king with smaller nightstands. But again, I'm not the designer, that's them. I'm not gonna comment on design, it's always beautiful, and I'm sure they do it better than I could. Now, I told you we would see this wall again, here it is. So they did this wall on the entire backside here, and this really has the model home feel here. That really just screams model home, because you see that kind of stuff all over, and that just looks really great. So tell me what you think of that and this primary bedroom. Do you think this bedroom justifies the price? Take a look from this side. And all right, so these plantation shutters are a little bigger. So these are actually gonna fold once. So as opposed to the other ones where we were able to just plantation shutter open them, these are actually gonna have a fold because it's a much bigger window. And I told you before I was gonna have more plantation shutter news. Well, it's not this one, it's actually, there's actually gonna be another one after this. So a third pointer for plantation shutters coming up. I did have to move the chair, okay? But, I don't think, again, I don't know if people are really that privy to, and no pun intended, I know we looked at privies out front, but I don't know if they're that privy to the way these plantation shutters work. So these are gonna need a little bit of adjustment for balancing because they should stay open here and it shouldn't just open like that, right? So that's not good. It almost knocked over the lamp, but that's easily fixed. Just a small adjustment in the balance there so you could basically get the, the center of gravity moved a little bit. This one pretty much stays open, so let's just look at it from here like that. But again, that beautiful openness looking right out to the pool and the massive backyard, and just full use of these plantation shutters. I would have them open more than closed, to be honest. So one thing that's a concern with the pool is when you have, so there we go, plantation shutters closed. When you have a pool, you want to know if you have morning or afternoon sun. That's a concern. Some people like morning sun, some people like afternoon sun. So for example, right now it's almost noon and the pool's nice and bright out there, which we'll look at in just a moment. Nice and bright out there, and then by mid-afternoon, it's in the shade. So probably about 2 o'clock, it's in the shade. So an interesting thing on this bathroom, on the primary bathroom here. So they did solve an issue that we see a lot in homes. Well, not really an issue you see a lot, but just like a common thing that's maybe not seen a lot by the general public. So insider realtor kind of information here that maybe you may know or may not know, maybe you've noticed or not. So these doors here, it's kind of a split door. We do have on this door about a 36-inch wide opening. So it is an extra wide opening going to this bathroom in here. Now, the problem with that is a 36-inch wide door would come all the way over to here. So that's not a good look. That door takes up a ton of space and it's hard to open because it's huge. So they've solved the problem by just putting 2 small half doors on that take up almost no space when they're open. So very cool solution to that problem, right? So going in there, you keep that extra wide space. You don't have to do a huge door. So I don't know if they did that or if it was like that originally in the build. What I would like to see here, some real low profile handles, and those about half that size, so you could open the door almost flat to the wall. That's what I would like to see, but again, just little touches that I would change to make it just that value proposition. Now, one thing that I was saying that you don't maybe notice, where's the Realtor secret? You're like, hey, you told me there's gonna be a Realtor secret. Okay, so when you tour model homes, next time you go, and they're not all like this, but almost all of them, there's no doors. They take all the doors off. And the reason they do that is because these doors take up a lot of space. This door is big, you know, it's 32 inches wide, and it sits, you know, 6 from here to here, about 6 inches off the door. That's a lot of space that takes up. Not space you're gonna use, not space you're gonna, you know, stand in, but space in your mind visually that opens this room up. You take that door off and it just, you see all the corners of the room, just makes the room seem so much bigger without those doors. So you can just imagine right here, no door. You see the wall. Instead of the wall here, you see the wall here. So now you see all this space. It's just a perception. Doesn't take up a lot of space that you're using. But again, that's an insider secret. Check the next time you're at a model home, or let me know if you've seen a model home recently without doors. It's pretty interesting. It was pointed out to me before I knew the secret. I guess that's when I found out. All right, so into the primary bathroom here. So they've redone this whole bathroom as well, obviously, like the rest of the home. Done in the same style as we've seen the rest of the house and the other bathrooms. Those same cabinets, the same hardware. We do have gold in here. I'm not as opposed to the gold in this primary bathroom. Let me know what you think on these gold versus black handles. I think it works in here because there's so many that it just kind of you buy in. That one singular handle in gold just didn't work for me. But now thinking about it, the rest of the house on the white has the gold handles. So what do you guys think? You tell me. I really could. I don't know. I don't know what I would do. I think I might have to keep it gold because all the rest are gold in the whole house on the white. Wow, what a question. You guys let me know. I would love to really hear what you guys think. I might even put a poll up because that's an interesting one to me. I don't know the answer. So yeah, all the same hardware we've seen throughout. These sinks have a really cool little ring. Try to get in there without tapping the sink. I don't know if you can see that, but there's a little blue ring and a little red ring just for hot cold. Very subtle. And again, just simple staging. Like, how do you stage a bathroom? Well, one towel, one fake orchid, and another towel, and they're done. Effective. I mean, so if you're a realtor or you're trying to sell your own house, look at that. I mean, clean out your house and then leave 2 towels and one little fake plant, and there you go. Bathroom complete. I love these lights. Now you can also change out these lights to the ones with the very intricate kind of internal pattern. This one has the little sticks, which is cool, but they have a lot of different types of patterns. They're kind of pricey for the light bulbs, but it just gives it a unique look. And then they've redone this whole shower. It is a walk-in shower, just about a 5-inch step there getting up in it. And we're gonna see the same tile that we saw as the backsplash in the kitchen and in the other bathroom with that, you know, little bit of staining on it, which I think is pretty cool. It's growing on me a lot. When I first saw it, I was a little confused, but now, after I've seen it a few times, I really like the way they've done it. And that's usually how things work, right? Sometimes you love it right away. Sometimes it takes you a minute, and then when you get it, you love it. So yeah, and then this one has a difference. You know, we saw that porcelain respray in the other bathroom. So this one's just gonna be a hexagon You know, it's almost a marble look tile there and a matte finish on the gray. And very sturdy glass doors. They're definitely not cheap doors. You can see they're very thick doors. Oh, it's a great shot. You can see how thick the door is. So very thick, solid glass door. Doesn't move at all. Very solid. So that's one thing you want to check when you see these glass showers. You want to see if they move at all. Not that they can't be fixed, but it just gives you a good feeling, especially at $599, you know, that the doors are super solid. You shouldn't have to do any work at this price. You should just come in and everything is great, right? A giant walk-in closet here with all the shelving and railing. And this is about 15 by 8, 15 by 9. Yeah. So very large closet. And again, wide door also going into that primary closet. And then we have the water closet here. Again, extra wide door here and then into the water closet. And they textured every inch of this house, including the ceiling. It's great. So what do you think of this bathroom? Does it stand up to the challenge, $599? Are we doing good so far? Because we're about to head out to that pool. So what do you guys think? Are you with me? Hit the subscribe button. We're gonna do more tours like this. We're gonna be exploring some of these high home prices and see what the heck's going on out here. I might even give you my opinion on this one at the end. Let's see. Okay, so last lesson on the plantation shutters real quick. You see these ones here are closed and those are open. So on the sliders, the way it works is you can have all of these open, okay? So that's an option. And if you know plantation shutters really well, you can just fast forward. This will only take a second. Okay, so we open them all, right? So we have them all open. That bar across the middle is kind of the separator. You have 8 separate panels, right? Problem is when they're open, you can't open the door because when they're open, they block the door from opening. So in order to open the door, you have to close every single panel. When we walked up, I had just these 4 center panels closed so I could open it halfway. But if you want to open it all the way, you gotta have all the panels closed. And then you can kind of open them a little bit, but not really much at all. Some of them more than others. This one, not really at all. So yeah, that's the last lesson on plantation shutters. And here we go. For the last piece of the puzzle, is this home worth the $599 asking? Little details. They changed the light out here and high quality light bulb. Just pointing that out. So here's the backyard and this pool. 11,363 square feet on this lot. There's 3 tiers on the wall there with the retaining wall. And you have like this large area up there as well. So you can pretty much do whatever you wanted up there. Plant wise, you have a bunch of rosemary, date palms, and then this pool. I love the shape of this pool. Super functional, no wasted space. And it just kind of eases in from shallow over to deep. You can jump in over here, cannonball, whatever you need to do. So very functional, fun pool without, any weird shapes or any unused space. Do you prefer a pool and spa? Some people like a pool without a spa. Some people must have the spa as well. You let me know what you think. I kind of prefer just the pool. I don't know that I would use the spa too much. Although somehow I always end up in the spa, so I might regret it. I'd have to think about it for a while. But yeah, let me know what you think. Don't think about it for a while. Let me know right now what you think. So, but yeah, here it is. Is it $599 or not?